So guys, this is the Speakeasy podcast where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be the successfully paid speaker and author. And this is a special edition. I think we forget what it means to be the single parent. I know just recently people have been criticizing Lauren London because they said, oh, because she didn't secure the bag because she didn't marry Nipsey Hussle before he died, or, all of these different things that were coming out. When, as a single mom, it's interesting because when you think about your child and when you think about your children, there are other things that are important. There are other things that you're trying to make sure that you instill in them. And I think it was more so a loss because of the message and the type of person that Nipsey was, that he was instilling these great things into the children, that is going to be missed. And that should have been, your focus. But to pull the focus on that and have the focus be on the fact that she didn't marry him and she should have married him, so that way she could have secured the bag. I feel as though we as a society have lost our freaking minds. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I really do. Forget the impact that he had on society. Forget the impact that he will continue to have. Do you see all of the gangs that came together in California to celebrate his life? Do you see all of the different opportunities that he opened up for other people? Do you see those things that actually happened that were, of significance? But instead of talking about the things of significance, that is where some people went. And as a single mother, guess what? If you've never been a single mother, you will never understand what it means to just wake up and do for your child before you do for yourself. You'll never understand what it means to really want to have the best for them. And so I get it. I understand. We are in a society where it's about the bag. It's about securing the bag. It's about the money. It's about did they leave you any money in the will? It's about, I get that. But I need y'all to think about something different. So thank you for those who come and listen to the episodes and give us your feedback. I would really love for you to share out this particular episode, because I think these words need to hit Lauren's ears. Like, tag her in the post when you hear it out on the podcast, share it out. When you see it over on Instagram, share it out, because I really think that these words need to hit her ears, because it's so much more to being a single mother than securing a bag. That'll hit somebody at some point, I hope. There's so much more to being a single mother than just securing a bag. And how this fits into being the successfully paid speaker and author is, guess what? I can go and get all the money in the world, and it means absolutely nothing if I'm not teaching my children the values, if I'm not teaching my children how to be a human being, if I'm not teaching my children what it means to allow somebody to grieve and to be a support while they're grieving, not a hindrance. Those types of things are more valuable than the bag that you're telling her she should have secured. Because as we see with the parents that had money that are going and paying for their children to get into colleges by falsifying SAT scores, and they're paying for their children to get in, with all of these little special things, and falsifying that they were actually athletes so they can get athletic scholarships that took away from other. When you think about only the bag, then that's what you're doing. Guess what? You're thinking about, the money can get them in regardless. But what about their integrity? What about your child actually thinking and believing that you believe in them? What about that? Because that's a hard pill to swallow, that your parents had to pay for you to get into a school on top of what they already had to pay for you to get into the school. It's a hard pill to swallow, ain't it? So I got this email, and like I said, those of you that know my children, you know my children. And it brought tears to my eyes. I'm not going to be all boo-hooing on here. I'm going to try not to, y'all. But it says, "Good afternoon. As you may remember, I am Aaliyah's French teacher. They said, I actually want to apologize, as this is an email that I should have sent years ago, and I let it go far too long. Basically, I'd like to write a quick note just about how wonderful she is. I came to Elkton 3 years ago. To make a long story short, I didn't get off on the right foot with administration. Nothing serious. And I was wondering if I made the right decision in coming here. One day, I had a particularly frustrating run-in with an obnoxious student that I must have let show on my face more than I would have wanted. Enters Aaliyah. She left the kindest note on my desk of encouragement, asking me not to give up on them, the students. This is 17 years for me as a teacher, and that will easily be one of the most memorable moments of my teaching career. This isn't meant to be my sob story, so I'll cut my part short. Things soon got better, and I'm really happy here and very glad I came." Moving on, the point is that her kindness has continued in 1,000 other little ways. She's such a wonderful person. The other students all absolutely adore her for her friendliness, purity, and innocence. She's got a wonderful sense of humor and has the rare ability of being able to have a substantial conversation with adults. She comes every day with a smile, never shows the least contention, and has an inner joy that she loves to share. Academically, as I'm sure you know, she's so bright. I've not taught many students with her combination of positive personality and academic talent. Not only does she pick up new concepts well, but she possesses the ability to blend new and old learning into creative combinations. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate having her. And again, I apologize for not writing this sooner. She's a great kid, and thanks for all you do for her. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Brian. As a single mother, getting a message like this speaks volumes. In a society where our children are tearing each other apart, in a society where our children are being taught certain things as being right or wrong, and it's completely different from what we were taught. In a society where children are smoking and doing drugs as early as grade school, to get a message like this speaks volumes. And so I read the email once. I read it again. I called one of my aunties. I read it to her over the phone. I find it interesting that you'll have people who are more worried and more, paying more focus and attention to if Lauren London secured the bag by marrying Nipsey before he died, as opposed to the fact that she has a journey ahead of her of raising children as a single mother. And there's certain things that money can't buy. There are certain things that no matter what bag, how big of a bag you have, it means absolutely nothing. You cannot buy personality for your child. They have to grow into their own. I value what my children do. I value the creativity. I value them wanting to learn some great things. If they go into entrepreneurship, if they go into a job, if they go into a regular 9-to-5, whatever it is that they do, I support them. But it's because of what's going in that we see what's coming out. So I got a public service announcement for all of the ones that say, oh, you just a baby mom. Go sit down somewhere. For all the ones that say, oh, the reason why we going through all this is because of the single mothers out here and they need to be finding a daddy for their children, and please have several seats. Our children need community. Our children need support. They need people that are going to invest in them. And I'm thankful that as a teacher, he did not leave. Because that's one of my daughter's favorite classes. She loves going to French. We need to go back and support the ones who are supporting our youth. The speakers that are going and talking to our children. Where are they? The ones that are mentoring. I know a while back, I did an interview with Logan from YB Normal and their company, and they go into schools and do a whole mentorship with the youth. It's important for you to understand that our teachers are doing a good job. Not every teacher is mean. Not every teacher is bad. Not every single mother is some crazy baby mama. That's not it. When I created this platform, it was to give a voice to the voiceless. And for so many years, as a single mother, most people look at you. First questions out their mouth. They're the stereotypes, right? How many baby daddies you got? All this other stuff. But people fail to realize that this is a job. Being a mother is a job. It is. And it's the hardest job there is. There's no paid time off. There's no sick leave. No vacation time. Can I be honest? As a mother, you don't even get personal time in the bathroom. Let's just be honest. All of the mothers out there understand. They understand my journey. They understand my words right now. You don't even get private time in the bathroom as a mother. But don't quit. Those of you that are going out and you're starting a business so that way you can pour into your children, don't quit. Those of you who are going back to school so that way you can show your children that if you can go back and finish, that they can sure enough finish. Don't quit. Showing up for impromptu events at the school and prepping your daughter and going through heck and high water to get a passport so she can go to Greece. Whatever it is that you're doing, and guess what? People may not always see it. They don't always see what's behind the door. They don't always see what's behind the veil. They don't always see what's behind the curtain. But you have to understand that as a single mother, we put in work. We put in a lot of work. So like I said, I had to do this special edition of the Speakeasy podcast because I feel as though a lot of times we forget that this is a daily task. This is a daily job. And even if I'm the successfully paid speaker, the successfully paid author, I can't do all of those things if I'm not doing what I need to do at home first. I was just talking about you.
Me? Why?
Because I got the email.
You got the email? What did it say? Oh my gosh, you're live.
Yeah, I'm live.
Did you say what was in the email? That's so embarrassing.
I read it.
You read the email?
Because it made me cry. I did.
It made you cry?
It did.
Why? It's an email.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
See what I'm talking about?
What did he say?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, I cried.
You want to show me after you get off of live?
You can come and see it. Hello, guys.
I'm not getting in the frame.
I'm recording it as well, so it's gonna be on the podcast too. So. As a mother, though, like I said, we got to go back and say that, you know, we got to think about what it is that we're finding as important when it comes to, you know, talking to people and thinking about what it is that they do. As a speaker, I'm still a mom first. I still go through stuff. I still have to worry about my kids being okay when I travel or them traveling with me. I still have to go and, wake up early and pray over them. And there's still a whole lot of things that I do. And if I don't get those things done, then trying to get the speaking done doesn't happen. Then trying to make sure that I'm okay when I'm away and I'm not freaking out that they're going to be burning down the house. I still have to make sure those things are in place. And it all goes towards being that successfully paid speaker and author, because there's going to be some things that I can do on my own and some things that I can't. There's going to be some things that sometimes where I have to be able to call for help. And I'm praying, I'm hoping that Lauren London has that support, that she has some true people around her that she'll be able to call out to for help. I get it. Everybody wants to secure the bag, but we got a whole lot more to secure than just the bag, because we got our children's hearts, we got our children's heads, we got the words that come out of their mouths. There's so many other things that have to be secured than just the bag. So this was a special edition of the Speak Easy podcast. I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about that, because I think we kind of miss it, and we kind of try to separate business and life and think that you can do one without the other, and you cannot. There's no way that you can do that. We wish there was, but there's not. So as a mother, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a author, as a silly person, as a unicorn, whatever you would like to see me as right now, I need you to understand that this whole trying to balance things, it doesn't always work that way. There's days where I mess up. There's days where I'm not perfect. There's days where I just completely bomb. But when you get an email like that, it's amazing. It speaks volumes.
I forgot that. He said that I dropped a note.
Wait, speak up.
When he was talking about how I dropped a note on his desk,
mm-hmm.
I completely forgot I did that until I was reading it. I was like, I remember that day, because she was just, I'm like, I'm sorry. I just put it on the desk. But oh my gosh, I have him tomorrow too. I'm going to be like, what's your He's going to be like, oh my gosh, don't get big-headed. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I thought he was just going to be
That's
like, oh, she's a great kid. I'm really happy she's doing French 4. And yeah, her grades are nice. She's a great kid.
That part.
I have a pleasure of teaching her. They always say that one too.
Yeah. She thought that it was going to be just the regular comments and responses. So I just had to put that out there though, because I think that we try to separate the two, and you can't really separate it. Everything's merged together. One affects the other and vice versa. And man, but don't quit. Because I know a lot of single mothers that say, I can't leave working a full-time job to do what I love because, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? What if you inspire your children to do something even bigger? What if you leave your job and then your children never have a job because they're able to run your company, or they're able to do something that's way outside of the scope of what they would have thought about doing before, if they just would have saw you, continuously working a job. And it's interesting because a lot of times when we're working a job, we're coming home frustrated, tired, upset, angry. But it's hard. It's hard to come home from work, pick up the kids, make sure schoolwork is done, make sure they eat, get them to bed. When does it die down? It's so much. There's so much going on. But the time that you spend with them is valuable. The lessons you instill in them are valuable. And I get it. We need to secure the bag because we got to pay bills. Light bills still need to be paid. But we got some other things to worry about when it comes to our youth, especially today. Especially today. That part. So I thank you guys for joining me for this special edition of the Speakeasy podcast. I am your host, Altovise Pelzer. I don't even think I did the regular intro this go round, but I applaud all the single parents out there. I applaud all the grandparents taking care of grandchildren, aunts and uncles that stepped up to take care of their children. Because guess what? It's a job that is a lot harder than what most people would let on. But don't quit. I applaud you. From here, all of the ones over at the World Voice League, all of us over at the Speakeasy podcast, Lauren London, we are sending prayers out for you. We are sending you hugs. Trust and believe, if I knew you personally, I'd probably be at your house sending you hugs, giving you hugs, or sitting there and eating ice cream with you on the couch. Things that we do. But definitely a valuable lesson. So guys, those of you who are speakers and authors, we would love to have you on as a guest. If you go to bit.ly/speakeasy podcast, you can choose a date or time that works best for you. Also, we would love for you to give us a review. If you go to bit.ly/speakeasy podcast show, you can give us a review over on iTunes or over on Spreaker, and we can hear directly from you, because guess what? If there was no Speakeasy podcast studio audience, there would be no Speakeasy podcast. As your host, Altovise Pelzer, I appreciate you. And until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.